A very good morning to all of you. I hope all of you are doing great. So, dear students, let's get started with today's class. So, what is that we are going to do in today's class? What is that we are going to discuss? All that let's see. Even before we start with, maybe let me tell you, today being the fifth day of our class, we have already finished with 4 days of classes. So, there are so many things that we have discussed in all these 4 days. Quickly, I'll just have a brush up. And if in case any new students in today's class, let me tell you, whatever the 4 classes that you have missed, which you have not attended, you can just put your mail to our team and you will get the link of the recordings. So you can watch the recordings of the classes and you can go through what and all we have discussed. And you have any doubts, you can just reach out to me. Am I clear? Okay. So we have discussed many things like what really is this computer is. About the computer we have discussed. After that, what a computer will understand we have discussed. So a computer understands only zeros and ones, but the program we write is a high level language. So that needs to be converted. How it is getting converted? With the help of a compiler. So compiler is a software which will convert all these high level code to the machine level code. This we had, and history of programming languages were discussed. And not only that, we discussed about the memory management. Many hardware components we have discussed, my dear students. Which and all are those? We have discussed about the microprocessor. We have discussed about the hard disk. We have also discussed about the RAM. So two memory devices is what we will always have. And one happens to be RAM, other one happens to be hard disk. So out of these two, RAM and hard disk, which is the primary memory? Which is the primary memory I have told? RAM and hard disk. Out of these two, the primary device happens to be RAM and hard disk is the secondary memory device. And both the memory devices are equally needed because of the nature they have. Maybe one of the memory device is volatile, other one is non-volatile, and other one is something where we can have with respect to availability is at a lesser cost. One is little costlier. So based off all these things, we have two memory devices and it will be managed. We have discussed this. And after that, the very important discussion, which is what type of programming language is Java. When we have discussed, we have understood that Java happens to be the platform independent programming language. And we also tell Java to be the portable programming language. Am I correct? So what is this platform independent? What is this portable? We have discussed, correct? So platform independent is nothing but where we can have irrespective of any of the platform. Platform is combination of the operating system and the processor. So irrespective of the platform, we can have our Java program written, means we can code it and execute it anywhere. We can compile it on any of the system. We can execute it on any of the system. It can be different platforms also. But that is not what it was with respect to C language and all of that. So this is what it is. And also, what is this portable? It is nothing but the same thing. You can have compiled in one system, in one platform. You can transport it to another platform system. You can execute it there also. So that is why Java is said to be a portable programming language. So all these features we discussed about Java. And another important feature we have discussed in yesterday's class, dear students, what is that? Aura concept. Correct? What is this Aura? Write once, run anywhere. Correct? Write once, run anywhere. We have discussed this feature. So what is this feature? What really it says is you can have the Java program written only once. You write only once, but you can run it any number of times anywhere in any of the system. So this is the biggest feature of Java. So you don't need to write the code again and again. You write it once and you run it anywhere, any number of times. This is the another feature. So we have discussed about platform independent. We have discussed about portable. We also have discussed about Aura. So one more concept is that, one more feature is that, which it has so many features, okay? Out of that, there is another feature which we all should be understanding about Java. Okay, what is that? Please observe. Now, dear students, let's say you are writing, again, you are a Java developer. As a software engineer, software developer, you have developed one gaming application, one software you have developed. Let's say this is your system. Okay, this is your system. Maybe you are using a desktop. Okay, so this is your desktop. Again, I hope you can, this really looks like a desktop, I assume to everyone. I assume everyone. Yes? I hope this looks like a desktop to all of you, correct? Let's see, are you all there? Okay. So now, moving ahead. You as a developer, you have designed one game application. Maybe I'm going to tell, this is the program, this is the software. So I'm going to tell game.java. And the code which you have written is a high level language code. This is the source code, dear students. Now, what you are going to do is, I'm going to consider there are lot of more other particular devices also. What is that? Maybe there is someone who are or who is using a laptop. So let's say here we have a laptop. And maybe there is also some user I hope this looks like a mobile phone. Okay, this is a mobile phone. Okay, and not only that, there may be someone who is using what is this? This is only tab. I hope it looks little bit like a tab, correct? Okay, so like this, we have many different devices. Are you all getting this? We have many different devices. So dear students, when we have these different devices, all these devices are connected. As I have told yesterday only, there are so many devices connected. I mean, how really all these devices are connected, if you ask me? Let me tell. They all are connected to each other by internet, correct? All our devices today are connected to internet. Yes, very good, Priya. Correct. Internet. Now, okay, maybe I'll also tell that. So all of our devices are connected to this internet. Okay, let's say like this. Now, moving ahead, please understand whatever the software, I mean, whichever the game application, gaming software you have designed, what you will do, you want to check it. So what is the first thing you are going to do? You are going to compile it. So you will give it to whom? You are going to give it to the Java compiler. Correct? You are going to give it to Java compiler. Now, dear students, moving ahead, what really is going to happen? After this, what really is going to happen is this Java compiler, whatever you are seeing, is going to generate one more file. And if you remember, it is not the object file, rather it is the class file. So this will be game.class file and it's the bytecode. And this will neither be present in machine level nor in high level. Correct? I have told this yesterday only. Correct? What I have told yesterday? The intermediate level code will neither be in machine level nor in high level. So this is a intermediate level code. Now you have developed the application. You have to give it to others. Let's say others, the different users has to use all of this. Correct. Now, how do you give it to them? You will upload your application to the internet. Correct. They will download and they will start playing the game. Now, you have to understand that I've also told this in yesterday's class that are you going to upload the source code? Source code is nothing but where the actual code is present. That is the main source. So you tell it as source code. So this is the source code, the high level code. Will you upload that to the internet or the high level code to the, the class file, nothing but the byte code to the internet? If in case I ask you this question, what really you are going to answer? Can you tell me? I guess if in case you have attended this yesterday's class, you might. Very good, Priya. Byte code, correct? Yes. So byte code you are going to upload. Why? Because byte code nobody can understand. Say suppose you are uploading the high level code file, the source code if you upload, what will happen? Somebody can take that source code, they can modify and they can tell they have also developed a new game. They will also make money. They'll also make money and they will tell they also have become a developer, correct? So that is the reason we are going to upload this intermediate level code, nothing but this byte code is what you will now upload. You will now upload to the internet. So what is going to happen? That particular game, now this users also will download. Now they will also download. One user who is using a laptop, this user is now going to download it. When they download it without any problem, this execution is going to happen of the file. The game will get executed without any problem. They're able to play the game. Okay. Next, the another user who is using a phone, mobile phone. Now this another user is also going to download it. Download that game. Here also no problem. The game is working fine. They're able to play the game without any problem. When a user who is using a laptop without any problem, they are also able to download and play the game. Now, there are some users who are playing that you want to play the game in mobile. So they will also download in their mobile. It is getting downloaded and it is the game they are also able to play easily without any problem. And somebody who is using a tab, they will also download. And after they download, when they try to play this game without any problem, they are also able to play the game. Are you all understanding? Now, if at all you are observing this, look at this, my dear students. When you designed and developed that game code, the game application, where you did it on a desktop. Look at the machine's architecture, the look of it, how it is present is something like this. It has a monitor, it needs the PC cabinet, mouse, keyboard, all these things are there, correct? But somebody who is using a different device, a different system of a different architecture, because it's a laptop. Laptop is not of the same architecture like the computer is, the desktop is, correct? Here also the program is getting executed. Yes or no? Similarly, somebody who is using a mobile phone, this user who is using a mobile phone, they are also able to execute it without any problem. Are you all getting this? Somebody who is using a tab, they are also able to execute. So different architecture, this is different, this is different, this is different. So if at all you look at this, we have so many different architectures. What we have is, we have so many different architectures, and if you observe, this program is remaining constant. In other words, this code execution remains neutral. Can I tell it? Yes, irrespective of the architecture that we have. Every architecture is different. This is a desktop, that's a laptop, this is a mobile, this is a tab. So every different architecture, many different architecture we have. But if at all you look at it, the execution remains constant. It remains neutral. Neutral means something that is constant. There is no change. So this is another feature of Java. What is it? Java is a architecture neutral programming language. So any architecture you have, it remains neutral. Are you all getting this? This is the another feature of Java. I hope I'm clear with this. So please make a note of this as another feature. So all of you have made a note of these things, right? Which and all the things? You have made a note of platform independency. You have made a note of portable. You have made a note of which one? Vora. Now make a note of this architecture neutral. Kindly make a note of this and then I'll go for the next topic. Okay, so maybe till now, whatever we were discussing is about how really we are going to write or understand the execution of the code and all of these things. We'll write the very first program. Okay, now let's write the very first program of Java. So what really this first Java program is, one simple activity I have with all of you. I hope those are present in the online. If at all you're sitting with your bag next to you, it is really good. Maybe you will understand it more better. If you are not sitting with your bag, I will tell you the scenario. Okay. So what is the scenario is, you have to be, okay, you have to be writing something on your book. Okay, you have to be writing something on your book. What is that you have to be writing? You have to write saying that I will be getting my dream job. Are you all getting this? I will get my dream job. You have to write this line. Are you all getting this? So I will get my dream job. This line you have to write. Now please understand, if at all you have to write, what and all things you have to do, one by one I will tell. Okay, step by step I'm going to tell. You have to carefully observe this, because if you would have been here in the offline, I would have made you to do it. Since you are not present in the offline, let me just tell you this. What really it is very first thing is, you will first go and take your bag, correct? Yes, everyone. Maybe the first thing that you are going to do is, you will be first reaching your bag. You will reach your bag. This is the first thing that you are going to do, correct? You will reach your bag. Means you will take your bag. Correct? This is the first thing you will do. After this, what you will do? You are going to open your bag. Correct? You will reach your bag. First, I have told you to write something. I will get my dream job. This is what you have to write on your book. To write that, first you need to take the book, but to the book where it is present, book is present in your bag. So first you should take the bag. So that is what you have told. First you will reach your bag. You will take your bag. After that, you are going to open your bag. Then what you will do? You are going to reach your book. Because inside the bag, now you have the book. You took your bag, you opened your bag, now you are taking your book. After that, then you are going to open your book. Correct, everyone? Yes, this is what you will be doing. Next, after this, what you are going to do? After you open your book, you are going to write. So with the pen, you will write. You will write using the pen. You will write. What you will write? You will write, I will get my dream job. This is what you are going to write. Correct? So write using the pen. You are going to write this statement. Correct? Now you have written. This is what I told you. All of you should write, I will get my dream job. In your book, you have to write. Like this you will do. So what you did, first you took your bag, you reached to your bag. Then you opened your bag. Correct? So you reached your bag. Then you opened your bag. Then you reached your book. Then you opened your book. Then you are writing this. After you write, your work is done. Now what you will do? You are going to close the bag. Before that, you have to close the book. Then you will be also closing the bag. Agree, everyone? Yes? Very simple thing we are doing here. What is that we are doing? I told you to write something. That is, you should write, I will get my dream job on your book. So to do that, what you have to do? First, you have to be reaching to your bag. So you will first reached your bag. From the bag, you opened your bag. Then you reached your book. Nothing but you took your book. Then after reaching your book, you have opened your book. Then using the pen, you are writing this line, I will get my dream job. Then after that, you closed your book and you closed your bag. Correct? So this is what you have to be doing. You will be doing if in case I ask you to write all of these things. Correct? So now the same thing using a program, using a Java program, I am going to write. So how do we write a Java program? Maybe whatever you have written on the book, the same thing I want to print it by writing a Java program. So I have to write one Java program. So in this Java program, what should happen? This line, I will get my dream job, needs to be printed. Are you all getting this? So how it is? Maybe till now we haven't really seen how, or we have really not seen how to write a Java program. So let us write the first program in this journey of learning. Okay, so please observe. Dear students, the very important thing, say suppose anything you will want to write in the book. First, don't you think you have to do the basic thing that you have to get that book? If you want to write something, first thing is you have to get the book. You should have the book with you. If book is not there, go and search for the book. So book where you have kept in the bag. So very basic thing is, if at all you want to write, you should first go and reach your bag. Correct? Similarly, if at all you want to do anything in a Java program, very first thing is how you really reach the bag. Same way in a Java program, you should have something called the class. You should reach the class. How is that you are going to reach the class in Java, if you ask me? By telling or by having something called class. You have to tell class. Very important thing. Anything that is needed should be present within a class. So you are going to tell class, and for every class, you should give a name. Are you understanding? Every class should have a name. Any name you can give, but there are few rules that you need to follow. Ma'am, what are these few rules? Let me tell you what are the rules that you have to follow, dear students. While you are writing a class name, always in the class name, that C Class. The entire word class should be present in small letter. It should be present how? It should be present in small letter. After that, you are going to tell the name. And when you are telling a class name, the class name should be like, it should always be starting with capital letter, then small letters. If at all I want to tell, maybe I am going to tell the class name as demo. If you observe the class name that I have written here, if you observe, D is capital, rest all other characters of the word is small. This is how you have to write it. Say suppose you are having two word, one more word. Then again the first letter will be capital, the other letters will be small. And you should not have a space. Are you all getting this? In this way, you have to tell the class name. Now, after this, what you have to be telling is, what do we have in the second step? After you reach your bag, you have to open the bag. Similarly, after you declare the class, you should open the class. How is that you are going to open the class? With the opening of the flower bracket. How is it? With the help of the opening of flower bracket. Now, what is the main thing if at all you want to write something? Using a pen, you have to write something. Correct? So, if at all you want to write, very main thing is there. What is that main thing? That very main thing is reaching your book. Similarly, if you want to do anything in a Java program, one thing is the basic necessity is you should have a class, and inside the class there is something that is very main. What is that very main? That is only main method. That is only main method. So how really the main method looks in Java is, so you have to tell the main method like this. You have to tell something called public. After that, you have to tell something like this, static, public, static. Then you have to tell void. After you tell void, and now you are going to tell main. Are you getting this? How really you are going to tell the main method? If you ask me, dear students, the main method is going to be like this. So you are going to tell public, static, void, main, and inside the main method, you have to tell something like this. That is string of array of args. Ma'am, what is all these things? Don't worry, dear students, every single word that I have written, you will be understanding. Okay, we have so many things to discuss. At that point of time, you will be understanding what exactly is this. Okay, after you have told, like as I told, one main thing is needed. How at all if you want to write something, the book is the main thing. Similarly, anything that you have to do within a Java program, maybe print something or any execution should happen, any task, all that should be present in the main method. So we have told how the main method is. We have to tell public static void means string of array of args. And if you observe, the every keyword that I have used is present how? Is present in the lower case. What do you mean by lower case? It is all present in the small letters. Every single thing should be present in the small letters, dear students. Are you understanding? Yes? So then, what do we have in the next step? If at all you observe, the next step we are having here is, after you have reached your book, you should open your book. Similarly, after you have told the main method, you should open the main method. Again, how you are going to open the main method if you ask me? The opening of the flower bracket. Are you all getting this? By opening the flower bracket, you are going to tell it. Now, after this, okay, so after this, what really you are going to tell? So after this, you have to be now doing the next part. What is the next part? Write this. Using the pen, write it. However, you only tell me in the book, if at all you want to write something, what is important? Pen is very, very important. right? You need a pen to write. Similarly, if at all you want to print anything in a Java program, please understand, you want to print anything in a Java program, we need a print statement. Like how pen is needed to write on the book, we need a print statement. How really print statement will look, if you ask me, in Java, the print statement is like this, which is you have to dot out dot 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 system dot out dot print. Whatever you want to print should be present within the parenthesis, and within the parenthesis in double quotes. What I have to tell, whatever I want to print, I have to tell. I want to tell, or I want to print, I will get my dream job. This is what I want to print, and I'm going to tell quotes. And after this end of the print statement, I have to end. How do you tell? By giving a semicolon. Are you all getting this? This is very, very important. I'll repeat again. If you want to print, you have to make a statement called system dot out dot print. The print statement in Java looks like this. And there is something called print or println. I'll be telling you that next. What really is print, what really is println, I'll be telling the difference. Are you all getting this? So what really happens is you will tell system.out.print, and whatever you want to print should be present in the double quotes. Whatever you give within the double quotes inside a print statement will be printed as it is. Are you all getting this? So now after this, okay, we are done with this. Once you have written whatever you want, once you have printed whatever you want, what is the next thing? Your work is done. Once your work is done, what you will do? You will close the book. Similarly, how do we close this? We are done with it. We want to print this, we have printed. So now we have to tell this is the, we're closing it. How are you closing it? You have to close the main method. And how do you close the main method, if you ask me? By closing of the flower bracket like this. By closing of the flower bracket. Then after you have closed the book, what you will next? At last, you are going to close the bag. Similarly, I have opened the class here. I have to close the class by closing of the flower bracket like this. Am I clear with this? Yes, everyone? I hope I have made this clear. How are you really going to have the Java program written? If you observe, a very simple program we have written here, and this is how exactly it works. And if you try to compile this Java program and execute, definitely you will be getting this output. Definitely, without any problem, you are going to get this output. Are you understanding? Yes. So this is how a Java program looks like. Am I clear with this to everyone? Yes? Great. So this is about it. Take down the heading as first Java program or first program and write it in the same way. Example, on one side you have to write this, how I've written book, bag and all, right? Book, bag and all, you should also write same. Next to it, how you are doing it in the Java program. This is a Java program. Using Java program, how you will print, and you have to copy this on the other side. Am I clear with this? So finish this, then we'll go for the next part. Kindly copy down. Okay. So now, let me tell you few of the important things here. What really is that, if you ask me, it is about how really this Java, we are telling it to be what? We tell it is an object-oriented programming language, correct? So according to you, what really you think is this Java is all about? Yes, we tell it as it is a object-oriented programming language. Maybe I'll take that word, that is object orientation. I'm going to take that word object orientation. Now, let me not take that complete word as of now. Okay, I will just take only one part. Object, I will come to that next. Now, you should tell me what really you mean by orientation. According to you, see, nothing technically I'm asking. Java is object oriented programming language. What is that? I'm not asking you that. Okay, what I'm asking you is, what do you mean by this orientation? What do you mean by this orientation? Can you please put me your answer in the chat box? According to you, what really is mean by this orientation? Can you just tell me? Hmm? What really can be this word orientation? Use this word, right? Orientation. What is this orientation all about? According to you, what can be orientation? Can you please tell me? Yes, online students? Can you put me your messages in the chat box? What really you mean by this orientation? Okay, so let me only tell you, maybe I'm not getting any answers from your side. Orientation is nothing but, dear students, it is giving you an overview. In other words, orientation is all about, can I tell, it is the perspective. It is about perspective of looking at the things, what it is. Or I can also tell it is giving you a overview. Maybe even in your colleges and all, correct? You would have had this orientation day and all of that. Maybe the very first day before the college is starting, correct? What really that orientation day, what they will do? Nothing but on that day, there'll be a event. On that event, what they'll tell, what their college is all about. They're going to give you the overview, how they are going to function. Function means how will be they doing the process there. And also, they're going to tell the perspective, their perspective of what that college is, correct? Because everybody will be having one perspective on, I mean, it is one perspective on one things, correct? Similarly, I can tell that orientation is nothing but it is a perspective, or it is giving an overview, or I can also tell it is the point of view. Can I tell it like this? It is the point of view, correct? So how really you are, or is your perspective of looking at the things? This is what it is going to tell you. Am I clear with this? Now, let me tell this to you also. Every individual will have different perspective at looking at the things. Everybody, it will be different from one person to another person. Not everybody will be looking at the things in the same way. Are you all getting this? Yes? So now, dear students, what is that we have to understand? What is that we have to understand? For that, a small video let us see. Once we see this video, you have to watch carefully. I'll ask some questions from this video. Okay. So watch this video and then you have to tell me. I mean, you have to answer to my question. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Let me open the video for you. So please watch this. And I ask you a question, you have to be answering it to me.
แม่กลัวอ่ะ
อย่าทำอย่างนี้อีกนะ
โว้ยเกาเหลา
Okay. So you have watched the video, correct? So now tell me, what do you understand by that? Ma'am, what to understand? There's nothing to understand. Okay. So maybe let me ask my question in a different way. Okay. So my question to you is, there was one boy, if you observe, correct? One boy was there. In the video, when you watched, one boy was there, correct? And initially, he was trying to steal something. He was, yes, in the video, he was stealing. What he was stealing? He was stealing a medicine. So what happened? Same situation. There was one lady. In the situation, one lady was there. Now, what did this lady think this boy was? According to the lady, what was boy? What did she think that boy was? Yes. Answer. According to this lady, what did she think that the boy was what? Did you watch the video, online students? Well, maybe she felt it like this, correct? She felt that that boy was a thief. That is her perspective, because he was stealing the medicine, correct? So from her perspective, from lady's perspective, the boy was a thief. In the same situation, you saw that there was a man, one more man was there. But if you look at the man, the same situation, but man thought this boy, yes, of course, he was stealing. He has steal the medicines. But why he has steal? Because of the need. Because of his need. Correct. He has that need. Correct. Yeah, the boy, she thought the boy is thief. Correct. Good, Priya. But now, if you observe, according to the man felt that the boy was in need because of the perspective. If at all you are observing, same situation, dear students. There is the same situation. But for lady, the perspective of she looking at the boy is different. The man, his perspective of looking at the boy is different. So this is what is orientation. I have told orientation is all about perspective or overview or point of view. So the point of view of the lady, the point of view of the man is different. Same situation, but the looking at the world, I mean, looking at that scenario, looking at the boy is different. It is all their perspective. Are you understanding? It is all their perspective. So I hope you all got the clarity about what really is this perspective. Correct. So now moving ahead, let's try to understand the next part of this. What is the next part? It is that now, dear students, let's see, with respect to this word orientation, we have got the clarity. What really is this orientation? We have got the clarity. Now, what is this object orientation? What is object orientation is what now I am going to tell you. It is nothing but object orientation is all about you looking at the real world. And when you are looking at the real world, what should be your perspective? What is Java's perspective is what we are going to understand now. So let me tell, we have the real world present here. Maybe this is the real world. Okay. This is the real world in which we all are living. Yes. Now, when you are looking at this real world, what really is your perspective? Now, before we discuss about what really is your perspective, let's say in this real world, there are people of many different perspectives, correct? Not every person will think in the same perspective. Agree? Not every person will think in the same perspective. Every person will have a different perspective towards looking at this real world. Correct? Now, out of those, maybe few of the particular perspectives let us consider here. Okay, let me tell, there is one person. Okay, let's say this person is a sorrow person. Sorrow person means, you know, right? A person who is always sad, a sad person. Instead of telling sorrow person, I can also tell that this person is a maybe a sad person. Now, what really he thinks for him, I mean, if at all a person is a sad person, you would have seen, right? There is one person who will always be sad with the things, always sad. Correct. For them, if you have observed, they feel that this world is full of problems. Like that, they will see. Yes or no? According to them, yes, a sorrow person will always feel like, oh, this world is full of sorrows. This world is full of problems. Correct? That is how their perspective will be towards the real world. Maybe I can tell that the sorrows person feel that this real world is full of problems. This is the person's perspective. This world is full of problems. This is the perspective of the sorrow person. Similarly, it is not that there is only the sorrow person in the real world. Correct? Maybe somebody is like this. A person who is always a positive person. So maybe we can tell the person as a happy person. Maybe I'll tell there is a happy person. There is a happy person. Now, for this happy person, somebody who always find happiness in things they do, wherever they are, they try to always find happiness in even the small things, even in any of the things. Correct. Let's say these type of people also will be present in the real world. Now, how do they look at the real world? Will they also think this world is full of problems? No, definitely their perspective will not be that. For them, maybe they look at the real world like this. For a happy person, maybe this world looks like it is full of happiness. Maybe this person feel like that. Correct? The person will feel that this entire world is full of happiness. Correct, everyone? Yes. Okay. Next, maybe let's say there is someone like probably apart from these type, I hope you know about these persons. Monks, you know, monk. What do you mean by monk? Sadhus. We tell, right, sadhus, who will just sit and meditate for many years, many years. They keep on meditating. We know, right? They are monks. We call them as monks. So you only tell me, for the people who are monk, now they look at the real world in a totally different way. Correct? No, they don't think it as a problems, like this real world is full of problems, this real world is full of happiness. No, that is not will be their perspective. They completely have the different perspective. What will be their perspective? Yes? How do you think their perspective will be? I hope all of you know these sadhus and all, right? So what will be their perspective towards looking at the real world? They will definitely not look at the real world like how the other people look at it. Rather, their perspective will be how they think that at the end, this world is completely for attaining that moksha. Yes? And they tell this entire world is Maya Loka. Maya Loka means it's completely, it's all because of God, nothing else. Correct. And at the end, somebody here should attain that moksha. Like that, they will tell. Correct. Maybe they feel that this entire world is to get that moksha kind of thing. That is what is their perspective towards looking at the real world. Are you all getting this? Yes. Similarly, let's say there is one more person. Okay. Maybe who is this person? Maybe let me tell there is one rich person. Now, according to these rich persons, what do you think they will look at the real world as? Rich people, they have everything, anything they have, they can just take it. Yes, they think of buying one car, they buy. They think of buying one house there, they will buy. They think of buying something, aeroplane, they will buy. Because they are rich people, which means, and also let me tell you, if at all they have become so rich, they try to find opportunity in everything. Are you all getting this? That is why they would have become so rich. Simply, if they don't have the opportunity, thinking of finding the opportunities, they will not become rich. Correct? Are you understanding? So maybe for them, this entire world, the real world, looks like it is full of opportunities. And not only that, for them, definitely it will be full of happiness as well. So they feel that this real world is full of opportunities. Correct? This is what they will feel. Maybe similarly, let's say there is a sad person. How rich person is there? Maybe there is a poor person also. Let's say a poor person also is there. Now, what this poor person will think? Since the poor person really cannot buy everything that they think for, they feel sad about this real world. Correct? Maybe they feel the sad for the real world. Okay, this world is not giving us anything. We are poor. We are not able to take this. We are not able to take this. The poor people, we are like this. They think like that. Correct. So maybe for the poor person, the way they look at the real world is totally different. Are you getting this? Yes. So in these way, if you observe the entire world for each and every person, the perspective at the way they look at the real world. Are you all getting it? The way they look at the real world, their perspective is different from different people. But ma'am, what should be our perspective? Are you getting it? What should be our perspective? Now, you only tell me, ma'am, maybe I'm someone in this. If you think I'm someone in this, you should not think that from now. Are you getting it? You should not think that from now. Ma'am, why? I will tell you why. Why? Because you all are now not the normal human beings. You are not the normal people now. You are the Java developers. You are the software developers. So now you as a developer should look at the real world. Are you getting it? You as the developer is how you have to look at this real world. Now, how really the developers are going to look at this real world, if you ask me, let me tell you. So now you all are the developers. So how developers will look at this real world, if you ask me, you have to look at this real world as an object. You have to look at this real world as an what? As an object. This is what is object orientation. Are you understanding? You are neither this, neither this, neither this, neither this. You're neither of this. When you're neither of this, boy, which one you are? You are the developers. So as a developers, you have to look at this real world as an object, as one object. So your perspective towards the real world is object. That is why object orientation. Java is an object-oriented programming language. So in Java, everything that you see in the real world is object. Ma'am, how, ma'am? I am going to tell you that how, but from now on, anything that you see should be, you have to be seeing it as object. Anything that is there in this world, this entire world is only one object. And everything that you see in this world is one object. Are you understanding? You are seeing me. I am one object. I am what type of object? I am one teacher object. Now you are one object. You are one student object. You are seeing this markers here. This marker is one object. Are you understanding? Maybe if you just look at the board, board is one object. The computer is one object. The laptop is one object. The camera is one object. The AC is one object. The projector is one object. So if you look at this real world, each and everything, the chair that we have here in the class is object. So each and everything that you see in the real world is object. This world is only, entire world is also one object. This is how you should look at the things. Ma'am, why we have to look at the real world as object? Why, if you ask me, I will tell you why. How, if you ask me, you have to wait for some time. So why, I will tell you now. Why? Because when you look at the real world as object, or every single thing present in the real world as an object, then you can solve the real life problems. You can solve the problems that is present in the real world. Ma'am, as a developer, can we solve the problems of the real world? Yes. As a developer, you can solve the real life problems. You can give solution. You can give solution to the real world problems. How you can give it to the real world problems is when you look at the world as object and everything present in this world as one object. When you look at everything as one object, you can give solution. You can give solution to the real life problems. Real life problems or the real world problems. Ma'am, can we do it? Yes, you can do. How? Why I have told you. How? You have to wait for some more time. Am I clear with this? So please take down the heading as object orientation. So after you take down the heading as object orientation, you have to tell orientation is nothing but these are the things, maybe perspective, overview, point of view, and copy whatever is there on the board. Am I clear? So just copy it properly. Yes, okay. So now you've understood why is that we have to look at this real world as object. Why? Because it's going to provide solutions to the real life problems I told. How? You have to wait for that. So how it is, what it is, how it will provide solution to the real life problems. Maybe if you want to know that, please come for the next class. So in the next class, I'm going to tell you how really it is going to solve the problems of the real world and how you really, as a programmer, as a developer, you can solve the problems of the real world is what you will be understanding. Okay, so object orientation is such a great thing, dear students. And this is what are the things that happens in object orientation. What and all will happen? How do we write? Many things are there. Every single thing we'll be discussing in each of the classes that we have. So maybe with this, I'll keep the class till here for today. Whatever we have to discuss about how the object orientation will help for the developers, what is that every single thing will be understanding in the next class. Okay. So thank you, and let's all meet in the next class.